Okay, I'd like to do another video review today on the SKX and the new SRP Turtle reissue watches for Seiko. Um, I'm a big fan of both of these watches. I guess my first diver watch would have been a variation of this watch right here, which is the 007. I probably got that back in the early 90s. And I got bored with some of my SKXs back then, and I got rid of them like a dumbass. And since then, in the past 3 years, I've added the SKX 007 and the 009. And hard to resist these new SRP Turtle watches that Seiko has reissued, but I'm glad they did. It seems like the trend in the watch industry today, as far as reissue of vintage diver watches, which I love. I think most people do as well too. But before I go any further, I just want to do a quick wrist check. And today I am wearing my two-door Black Bay in-house that I upgraded back in November. I had the Rose Etta version, but today I'm wearing the new in-house. As you can see, the beautiful riveted bracelet. All right, so which watch is better? A lot of people who don't have these watches, or have a difficult time, I guess, deciding on which watch they should get. I say start off with the SKX, and this is the reason why. Even though the Seiko Diver origin probably goes back more to these Turtle reissue watches than this one here, but there's something just really rugged and durable about the SKX watches that I really like. And as far as the money goes, I mean, you can go out and buy a Rolex, you can buy a two-door, you could buy a Breitling. There's so many watches, Tag, so many watch companies offer good diver watches. But as far as the money goes, I really don't think you can beat Seiko's SKX entry-level diver watch on any level. One of the things I really love about these watches is that they're just so durable and heavy for the size. They're about 41, I guess 42. I say they're probably more like 41 millimeters. I like the J version a little bit better than the K version. Again, another topic of debate, which is better. They both have the same in-house movement from Seiko, but it just seems like my J model has a little better power reserve and a little bit more accurate. But I really fell in love with this watch again. It's something that I would never probably part ways with. As you can see, I've added the Super Oyster from Strap Code, which you can't go wrong with. It's just a great additive to the watch, if you want my own opinion. The advantage of the SRP watches, these new Turtle reissues, I mean, not gonna lie, it's definitely the hand winding hacking movement. As far as convenience and setting, your watch to the atomic clock. But I think it's a great watch. I love them. I love both of them. I have the new Patty, which I picked up in Toronto this past summer. I just couldn't pass up. My wife and I went to Niagara Falls, and we took a trip to Toronto. And I went down to Chinatown, and I was just looking for every watch store I could find. And finally, one of them had just a boatload of Seiko watches. And again, you can see the difference between the 009 and the Patty. Both beautiful watches. The Patty's just, I don't know if you can really tell that dial. It's hard to tell without sunlight, but it's got a beautiful, like, sun ray textured dial. It's just phenomenal. But I love both of these watches, SKX 009 and the SRP reissues. One of the things I do like about the Turtle, again, is it's definitely the hacking hand winding movement. A big improvement Seiko did on the bracelet was by putting end links, solid end links, I should say, versus the tinny Jubilee folded links. This bracelet, a lot of people, I don't know, I guess getting mixed reviews. I like it. The only reason why I put a strap code on my SRP 777 was because when they first made this reissue, it only came on a rubber band, or a strap, I should say. And I will say that the new straps that they have out for these watches are like silk. I mean, it's just so comfortable. But I'm more of a bracelet guy than I am a strap guy. So I picked up, actually, I don't even think this is a strap code. This is more of an eBay. This is a combination of a strap code and an eBay watch. And I put this on, very comfortable. This is my kind of like my daily wear, my beater. I wear this to bed a lot at night because I like to know what time it is when I wake up in the morning. And this watch, the lume on all these Seikos, you just can't go wrong with. Phenomenal watch. But getting to the point of which watch is better, I guess it just depends on preference. They're both really well-made watches. You can't go wrong with either of them. It seems like the bezel on the SKX watches are just a little bit better, I think, when you turn the bezel. And I'm doing this with a cell phone in one hand, so it's a little bit difficult. But I actually even like it's hard to focus, but I actually like the edges of the knurling on the bezel, the SKX, just a tad better than I do on the SRPs. They just seem to be a little bit more refined. It almost looks like a duplicate. But as you can see, this bezel, the same design, but it's you don't get as good of as a grip as you do with the SKX watches. But anywho, I just want to do a quick watch review on the SKX and the SRP watches. This is another model I picked up out of, I guess impulse buy. I just couldn't say no to the blue and the black. They call it the Seiko Batman, but I really, really like this this watch here as well too. It's pretty similar to the Patty. The minute hand is colored with the same variation of the bezel, just like on the Patty. You have a red minute hand that goes very well with the bezel and so forth. But if I were going to start a collection, I would definitely start off with the SKX watches. I think in some way they could gain some type of popularity 10, 15 years from now, just on a vintage level, and iconic collectible level. I'm not sure if they're going to stop making these. I think, as long as I've known Seiko, that's probably the late 80s, early 90s, they've always had this model. But on build quality, I would give the SKX a slight edge over the SRP Turtle, even though they're very, very, very similar. I'm not going to say the SKX is more of a solid watch. They're both tanks, great durable watches. But I would just say on the build quality, I give the SKX just an edge. As far as reliability, I guess it just depends on how well it's regulated when you get it from either eBay or Amazon or wherever you get your Seikos from. As far as accuracy, convenience, and like I said, setting your time and trying to regulate it to the atomic clock, you can't go wrong with the new SRP models. But one thing I can definitely say most people wouldn't argue with is that this is a great entry-level watch. I mean, if you have a kid that's graduating from school, or a birthday gift or Christmas gift, or if you just want one for yourself and you need a good reliable beater, you can't go wrong with either of these watches, the SKX or the Turtle reissue. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the review. Please leave comments below if you have any, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you.